What's going on, guys? PC here, and welcome to another episode of I'm Playing. Today I'm playing Ooga Booga on the Dreamcast. This is actually one of my favorite games on the console, and it's kind of unfortunate because this game went under the radar for a lot of Dreamcast owners back in the day, and I think the main reason for that is because this game was released after the Dreamcast was discontinued. It was sometime in mid to late 2001, I forget exactly what month. But yeah, the game just went relatively unnoticed, which is a real shame because it's such a fun and quirky game. So basically, it's sort of a Smash Brothers-ish tropical themed battle party game. And this game was actually very much inspired by Nintendo's Super Smash Bros. Series. In fact, the developers even played a lot of Smash Bros. In their spare time while developing this game, in breaks, lunch breaks, and things of that nature. And I actually learned that recently from a interview I did with the game's producer, John Race. You can actually read that interview. I'll put a link to it in the video description if you want to check that out. Gives a little bit of a background on how the game was developed. So one of the main reasons this game was actually created, or one of the reasons it came into existence, was because Sega wanted a game that could really show off the online capabilities of the Dreamcast. So the online mode is really the big highlight feature of this game. But luckily, since the servers are no longer online, you can play it offline with up to 4 players, which is quite cool, and still a lot of fun to do it that way. But anyway, let's just jump into this, and I'll kind of explain the various features and elements of this game as we play. So we have 3 different modes. We have the Tribal Trial, which is sort of a single-player campaign. You can play through it. Main reason to play through that is to unlock all the different characters and maps and weapons and things of that nature. You also have the Offline Skirmish, which is the offline multiplayer mode. You can also play against CPU players, which is what we'll be doing. And, of course, the online mode. So let's go into an Offline Skirmish. Alright, so let me just quickly go over the different game types and game options. So for the game type, you have 3 different modes. You have Smackahuna, Rodeo, and Boar Polo. Smackahuna is basically deathmatch minus the death part. There's no actual death in this game. You can hit enemies and smack them, but you don't actually kill them. There's no blood, violence, or anything like that. Well, I mean, there is violence, but yeah, no death. But yeah, that's basically deathmatch. You have Rodeo, which is basically the same thing as Smackahuna, except the only way you can score points is by hitting people with boars. Boars are one of the 2 animals that you can ride around on in the game. And of course you have Boar Polo, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You ride around on a boar, and you hit this giant boulder into your enemy's goal. So you're basically playing polo, except in a more tropical way. But yeah, we're gonna just jump into a Smackahuna match here. So the islands are the various maps that you can play on. There are quite a few of them. Nice variety. Let's go with the Burning Wastes. And for the different weapons in the game, or spells, you have mines, you have fireballs, which are hilarious. You can shoot enemies with a fireball, they'll light on fire and go running around like crazy people. It's really funny. You also have the lightning spell, which allows you to shock enemies with lightning bolts. You have the homing head spell, which is basically a homing missile. And you have these 3 spells here, which are the rarest spells in the game. The spells are picked up by these tokens that are randomly scattered throughout the map, and these particular ones are a lot harder to find, or they don't show up as often. And they're a lot more powerful than the other ones. You have the Tornado, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You conjure up a tornado that'll fling enemies all over the map. That's really cool. You have the Lightning Cloud spell, which allows you to conjure up a storm cloud that'll shock enemies with lightning bolts. You also have the Meteor Spell, which is the most powerful one. It'll rain down a meteor shower all over the island and basically cause devastation. That one's a lot of fun, but it's very dangerous because you can get hurt too. Although it really doesn't make any difference because you can't actually die. But yeah, so you have a couple different enemies, or not enemies, yeah, enemies. A couple different animals that you can add to the map, including boars, which allow you to ride around on them and you can smack into enemies with them. You also have birds, which allow you to fly up in the air, and you can shoot enemies with the homing shrunken heads there. That's a lot of fun. And you also have tikis, which I really, really like. They add almost sort of a tower defense element to the game where you can buy these tikis and move them around the map, and they'll actually shoot enemies for you. And I really, really like that element to this game. So we'll add a few of each of those things so I can show you those. So we have round time, we have points to win, round reset, and all that stuff. And you also have the various characters in the game, which are absolutely insane. Most of them, well, the main characters are tropical themed, just like the game, but they're just all over the place. You have a leprechaun, you have a pirate, you have a disco dude. They're just completely random. You have Abraham Lincoln. The character, I love them because it's just another reason why I love this game so much. It's hilarious. It's just so random and wacky. But yeah, let's go with Abraham Lincoln. And let's pick a few CPU players to add here. Change all the difficulties to medium. Change the teams. You can have multiple teams if you're playing multiplayer. You can team up, which is cool, or you can play all individually, which is what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to set everyone to individual teams. So let's start this up. Alright, so Smackahuna is basically, like I said, it's like deathmatch, except there's no death in it. So how that works is you basically hit enemies and you gain points. Every time you hit an enemy, you gain a certain amount of points. Usually it's 2, sometimes it's 1. It depends on what weapon you use. For example, the shrunken heads that you pick up on the map, which I'll show you here, they are right here, these green things. I can actually throw those at enemies, and every time I hit an enemy with one, I will gain a point. And most of the normal attacks, like actually physically hitting an enemy, will give you 2 points, and most of the spells will also give you 2 points as well. Let's see if I can hit somebody with this lightning. Actually, no, the lightning does give you 1 point apiece. Okay. Yeah, like I said, the various weapons will vary in points. But yeah, whoever has the most points at the end of the round will win. It's pretty much that simple. One of my favorite weapons in the game is definitely the fireball. Ow! I was going to demonstrate it, but I got knocked into the water. Let me buy this tiki here. That's the other thing you can do with the shrunken heads, is you can buy the tikis, which is really cool. I love buying a bunch of tikis. That's the fireball. Yeah, so the tikis pretty much do all the work for me. Let me get on this bird here. This is a lot of fun. You can actually hit enemies with shrunken heads from the air. And that's awesome. Of course, you can only stay on the bird for a certain amount of time. Same with the boar. They actually have a life meter down at the bottom of the screen, as you can see. Once the life meter runs out, you'll be thrown off the animal. Let me jump on a boar here. I'll show you what that's like. So I can just chase after people. People can knock you off of a boar, so you're not invincible. But it's a lot of fun. Every time you hit an enemy with a boar, you get a couple points. There we go. Abe wins. I love this winning screen. You can do victory dances by pressing the different face buttons. It's hilarious. Oh, that's fantastic. I love this game's sense of humor. It's so charming. Trapped her in the corner. Ooh, 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 I got the meteor shower. Sweet.
Ooga Booga.
Ooga Boomba. Oh yeah, I forgot. Meteor shower is initiated by this volcano god. Gotta love it. Devastation. Oh, I got lucky there. I don't think I actually got hit with any of those. Alright. Take out... Ooh. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. You can eject yourself from the bird by pressing B. I often confuse the buttons. Shaka. So here are the mines. I can put those down, which are actually explosive starfish, I believe. Which is kind of odd, but you also have the shrunken heads that you can use on the ground. Ah! Jeez. See if I can hit somebody with this. Oh, I hit the boar. You gotta be careful not to anger the boars. The way you ride any of the animals is by hitting them. And if you hit a boar and you don't actually get on the boar, once he comes out of his daze, he'll start going crazy and killing, or not really killing, but ramming into everyone on the map. So, you gotta be careful of that, too. Buy this tiki here. Oh, jeez. Maybe. Oh! There we go. Get back here, Huddy. Nah. One of the other funny things about this game is if you go in the ocean and swim too far out, you'll actually get eaten by a shark. Well, yeah, there we go. Abraham Lincoln is the winner. Alright, so I guess we'll try out one of the other game modes now.
With malice toward one.
Alright, let's move over to the Boar Polo so I can show you quickly what that's like. I don't know what the birds really won't do you much good on the Boar Polo mode, but yeah, let's put a few of those in there anyway. I think you can't put tikis on the Boar Polo maps. So that's unfortunate, but alright, let's go with that. And okay, so we have 2 teams. That's good. You can only have 2 teams, of course, since there are only 2 goals. Alright, so the Boar Polo, basically you ride around on a boar and you try and hit this boulder here into your goal. So I believe my goal is, oops, is it the green one? Yeah, I believe so. Or do you want to hit it into the, I don't know, you want to hit it into the enemy's goal maybe? I forget which one now. So I'm going to just take a risk here and assume that it's the enemy's goal that I have to hit it into, which is this way. Well, it's really hard to change the direction of the boulder sometimes. Man. Oops. Sorry, pirate. Oh, hit it in. Oh, come on, I had that. You can actually hit it into the goal by just smacking it with, you know, weapons, but yeah, it's definitely a lot easier using the boar. You can hit it much, much farther. Come on. Oh, jeez. Oh. Ah! Out of my way, pirate. Oh, who scored? Was that me? Okay, Twitchy scored. So I guess that was the right goal? Yeah, that was the red goal, so I was correct. Alright. See if I can actually get a goal this time. And not rely so much on my partner to score my goals for me. Don't you dare hit. Stupid pirate. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. This pirate is really getting on my nerves. Every time I'm so close to the goal, he ends up pushing it the other way. Ah. Now I'm pushing it the other way. Come on. Yes! I think the pirate actually helped me on that one. Oh, that's funny. Shake it, disco dude. Oh yeah. One of the other things I love about this game is the visual style. The cell shading, I believe it's cell shaded. It just looks fantastic. I love the cartoony look to it. Probably one of the best looking games on the Dreamcast. Which makes sense, it came out late in the Dreamcast life, so. But I think it's just got a gorgeous look to it. It's so colorful, cartoony. Just really fantastic. Going this way. Going this way. Ow! This game is such chaos. Oh man. Two angry boars. I'll tell you, I really want to be able to play this game online again. I've never got to actually play this game online, so to be able to play it online would be fantastic. And it's a real shame because the developer, Visual Concepts, actually still has the server software for this. Unfortunately, they can't do anything with it because Sega still owns the rights to the Ooga Booga IP. Which really sucks because the chances of them actually doing anything with the Ooga Booga franchise is pretty much slim to none. I mean, the game didn't do very well. So, yeah, I mean, they're unlikely to ever do anything with it, but legally, Visual Concepts cannot release the server software for this game in order for fans to bring it back online. Which really sucks, because I've actually been in contact with a couple people over at Visual Concepts, and while they'd like to help, they just can't. But yeah, I mean, I hope this game is able to be brought back online at some point. We have some real geniuses in the community that have been bringing games back online, like Peter 3K and Shuo Yuma. The unfortunate thing about this particular game, though, is that it actually used encryption in the online servers, so it makes it a lot more difficult to actually bring back. But I still have hope. Hopefully, one day. It is still nice that you're able to experience pretty much the entire game offline, though. Unlike some other games like, say, Pod Speed Zone, where a lot of the content is locked unless you actually play the game online. So at least that's nice. You don't have to be online to experience the game. But it still would be really nice to be able to do that. Man, I'm doing really good now. I'm not even paying as much attention now, and I'm just scoring goals like crazy. I think we won, actually, because, yep, 5 wins the game. Sweet. Green team wins. Victory dance. Oh, yeah. Alright, so yeah, that's basically Ooga Booga, and the only thing I haven't really shown is the Rodeo, but yeah, it's basically the Smackahuna mode, except it's with boars. More emphasis on boars, I should say. But yeah, this is Ooga Booga. It is a fantastic game. I'm telling you guys, pick it up if you have never tried this game before. It's fantastic. Definitely one of the Dreamcast hidden gems. A lot of people just never notice this game, and it's a real shame. But hopefully maybe we can get a cult following going for this game. But anyway guys, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.